Right guys, welcome back to part 3 of my journey going from Calais to Dover illegally as a British citizen. I want to explain everything that's happened so far, start to finish, because honestly, this has been the toughest challenge we've ever faced. We kicked things off back in London, heading down to Dover to catch the ferry to go to Calais. Spirits were high, vibes were good, and everything went smooth. We were buzzing, excited, motivated, and ready for the mission. The plan was to drive straight down to Marseille because we'd been kindly offered a boat from a follower called Deb, a supporter who had lost her son to a heart attack. He loved England, loved being British, and this trip was a way of carrying him with us on this journey. It gave us real purpose, and it wasn't just about us, it was about doing it for him and for her. We pushed through the hours on the road, stopped overnight at a hotel to rest, and by morning we were recharged, ready to make it happen. When we got to Marseille, we headed to Deb's lockup and inspected the boat. Everything looked decent at first, but then came the first problem. No lights on the travel board. Still, we made the call and we set off that night and hoping to get a little head start. That's when the first disaster struck. 2 hours in, strange noises started coming from the trailer. We pulled over and the bearing on one of the tyres had gone. The wheel was literally sitting at a 90-degree angle. We limped it forward and we decided to make a desperate call to a trailer shop that was opening up in a few hours. But within a few minutes, the tyre blew completely. We were stranded, no lights, no repair shops open, we were stuck on the motorway, and our only choice was to leave the boat there and come back later. When we finally returned with parts, the boat was gone. Stolen, impounded, we didn't know. We spent all day driving from police station to police station until eventually we found out it had been taken into impound. There was a lot of relief, but also we still had a lot of stress on our hands. We had to pay fines, deal with language barriers, and honestly, the staff weren't exactly friendly, let's put it that way. But we got the boat out and we managed to get repairs done at a shop. We even had a GBNews interview in the yard, which felt like a win, to be honest. But then the trailer was declared unroadworthy. It was knackered. We weren't gonna make it to Calais. At that point, our only option was to buy another boat. Unfortunately, we couldn't get hold of another trailer. So we set off without the boat. We arranged pickup for the boat and to get a replacement trailer for Deb. On the way up, we were exhausted. We slept in the car. We even stopped over in Paris. We parked up by Notre Dame. We went to just literally grab a quick McDonald's and come back, and we came back to police and the army literally locking down the whole area because of a suspicious package they found near the car. So that was another setback, another delay, and another madness that happened. So we got the car back eventually and we set off to Calais. When we finally made it to Calais, we hunted down a boat, marinas, Facebook marketplace, we were asking locals. Eventually we found one for around €1,000. It wasn't perfect, but it was ours. We thought this was a breakthrough. But even then, more problems hit us. First, the engine. It went into what's called a runaway. A runaway is where engine just will not stop. No matter what you do, no matter what you cut off, nothing stops. It just doesn't stop. Dan even had his shoes sawn off while trying to stop it with his feet. Crazy, and somehow we got it shut off when we patched it up and carried on. Then we were struggling to find a launch spot. The first beach nearly swallowed the whole car in sand. We did 4 hours of digging, jacking, sweating, stressing just to get the whole car unstuck. When we did finally launch at another spot, water started filling the boat and almost instantly just sank. Locals had to literally run over and help us pull this boat out and get as much water out of this boat as possible. But carrying on with this boat was just too risky. At that point, after 7 days of non-stop problems, breakdowns, setbacks, and honestly, signs that this just wasn't meant to be, we had to call it quits. Not because we were weak, not because we gave up easily, but because we pushed harder than most people would have. We risked it all, tried every single route, and still the universe seemed to block us every turn. This wasn't just a challenge, guys. It was an emotional journey. We did it for Deb, for her son, and for the people who supported us. And maybe that is the hardest part, knowing we gave everything but still couldn't complete it. Sometimes, no matter how much heart you put in, life always has other plans. And walking away from this was one of the hardest decisions we ever made. So yeah, that's where we're at. We didn't win this battle, we didn't complete it, but trust me, we left everything out there. And if there was one thing I hope people take from this, is that you can try, you can fight, and you can give it your all. And even if it doesn't work out, guys, it doesn't mean that you failed, even though some people are going to think we have failed. But in my eyes, it wasn't a failure at all. But thanks for sticking around, guys. It really does mean a lot. This isn't just the only thing it's going to happen. You know, I've done other challenges. I will do other challenges. And, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed our personality, what I was doing, you know, the comedy side of things, and just seeing someone that was just trying to overcome obstacles. So, guys, yet again, it would mean the world to me if you can like, comment, and subscribe. I know a few of you are going to be disappointed, but, you know, I've done a lot since then, and I'm going to do a lot more, and I really do hope and pray people stick by me and keep following and keep supporting, because it means the world to me. So thank you guys for watching this series. It means the world, it really does, and I'm so sorry we couldn't complete it, but we have got videos out on the TikTok and the YouTube and Instagram as well, where you can find all the stuff that happened while we were on this journey. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. Let's get it.